Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. What you see on the screen is a plant from Madagascar known as Operculicarya decaryi. It is one of the most rare and beautiful and resilient plant in the world that can be grown very large, or you can cut and make a beautiful bonsai out of it. As you see, several years ago I have cut the top and then I made the plant look like a short bonsai, and then I took all the leaves out and got it clean and nice, and I put them in this nice 4-inch pot, I'm sorry, 6-inch pot, and trained them to a point that I can transplant them now to a nice shallow dish. Operculicarya has a very beautiful body structure, and the body is very, very beautiful and bumpy, as you see right here. And also, this is multi-codex. This is known as a codex. Codex generally is a portion of the root that it grows above the soil and makes the plant look like a bumpy or swallowing at the bottom of the plant. And technically, it gives the plant a very beautiful body structure. I have made several videos about this plant. As you see on the screen, I put a number of those videos for you to look at. But the reason I'm doing it one more time, because one of my followers in Europe has requested that he likes to see the process of growing and also repotting. As far as the growing, I cannot show you the process because it takes a long time to become like this. But as far as the repotting, this is what I'm doing for you now, and I hope you enjoy it. Here I'd like you to show you the branches of a codex that when you are repotting, you see some of them through the process of previous repotting, they get dry out, like these two, that I'm going to take them out. But the rest of them, which is 3, they are looks very healthy. So let's start getting them organized. I'm going to cut this one first. You have to be very careful not to damage. So the first one is already separated, and this is the second one is separated. So now we like to take them out of the pot. As you see, this is a very old plant, and we are going to clean it up like this and get it ready for repotting. As you see, the body of the plant has become very much, very, very firm and strong on the bottom, on the codex area. So I'm going to separate all the soils to show you exactly. You have to remember that the body of the plant has been very nice, bushy and great. That means the root is very healthy, and sometimes you can cut these branches like this with a little root on it and separate it and put them in the soil. Make sure when you are going to do that you have to put some either Specimen or antifungus on the top of here, that the plant doesn't get fungus and the root is very healthy. So we are going to put it in the 4-inch pot. Now, this is very, very beautiful body structure, and I'm going to technically get a couple of more out of it. So this one also, another one, see? This can be grown very easily. And this is the third one, right here. You have to be very careful. So this is the third one. And this one is the fourth one, here. Now I got 4 separate plants out of these. These are the 4 pieces of the root that I separated, which technically is a calyx with the root on it. So I dip it into antifungus to make sure that there is no any problem in the future for the plant. And what I do, I make a very good size of hole into the moist soil, and then I place it in, and I go as much possible underneath of the soil, and I close it like this. So this is the method of this process. So this is the first one. I'll make another one that you see. This is something that you have to know and learn for the future use. So we gotta go like this, and we place it inside of the soil, not too deep, about a 1/4 inch below the soil. Now, these are all set, ready. I want to give it a little moisture on the top. Just make sure that this is very necessary because it's the summertime and you don't want the surface of the soil to be very dry. Then heat penetrates into the skin of that calyx underneath of the soil and then start drying up. This is finished. That's how it is. So you saw the original one and these are the baby one. So we had 1 before, now we have 5. I'm gonna put some of the previous soil in the pot that the plant does not get very much isolated from the environment that they were growing in. And then I mix this soil, take the roots out and mix them, add a little bit of the fertilizer 14-14 to the soil, and what you're going to do, you're going to place this on the top like this. You see? Now, technically we need a little bit more soil to rise it up. It's very, very beautiful, and put the root all around to sprout nicely and neatly. So here I am going to add soil into the pot. The reason we put the calyx on the top, because the calyx has been growing good size for the plant that likes to stay bonsai. Because if you put it more into the soil, then you get a calyx much bigger, which you don't want that to happen. You want it to grow very slowly. In previous video, I have mentioned to you about the calyxiform, that if the calyx are underneath of the soil, then it grows faster and bigger. But when it's inside the soil, outside of the soil, they grow very slowly. So I put this one like this, and I push the soil underneath to cover the root very nicely. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to brush it off. You have to remember, for here, you can use a tougher brush, but when it comes to the higher part of the plant, then you have to use a little bit softer brush, which toothbrush is good. So we're gonna clean it, as you see, wash it. Now, I'm going to finish this process. Then I'll show you the complete process of the completion of this plant. There is something I have to mention to you here that is very important before I forget. Generally, when you are cutting the top and you are placing it into the deep pot like this, the plant first start getting a bigger leaves. And then what you do, you will definitely cut the big leaves, because you wanted it to only have, see, this is a big leaf, and you can cut it like this. Or you can leave the big leaves, by time it will dry out and it fall by itself. You want to have only the nice little leaves. So this is the way this plant should be. As I said, Operculicarya is a really valuable plant, and on the top of that, as you see, it was technically a cut and now it's sprouting. But I'm not trying to cut the top, the big leaves, because I want them to summertime. It is the end of spring. I want them to stay there to cover the head of the plant, and also give a little shady, that the plant doesn't get suffer or burned. Now, let me finish this, and then I'll show you the finished product. Now, this is actually sets very nicely. This is a little bit juggly, but you have to remember that when we put the gravel, which we call it dressing, then what would happen, the gravel will hold on to the calyx, and the calyx stays firm. And also you have to remember that the calyx, they have to be level with the edge of the pot. You see? Like this. So you put actually all the root plus almost 1 inch of the whole entire calyx in the soil. And then you have these little roots that is right here, so you try to separate them and get them cleaned up. Now, this plant is going to be very beautiful and valuable in about another year or so, because it is right time to repot it and bonsai it. And also it has grown very beautifully. I hope that viewer of mine in Europe enjoyed the way I repot this plant. It is very easy. It's not a kind of plant that you take a risk. You know, there is no risk on this Operculicarya as long as you don't do it in a wrong season. Springtime is the perfect. Early summer also is okay. But when it goes through the summer, which the weather is very hot, you have to be very careful. This plant is handling lots of heat. It doesn't get damaged, but you don't want to expose the root during the season that is hot. Now let me finish it and I'll show you the finished product. Now we are going to put the dressing or gravel around the codex and make it look very beautiful, as you see. Now, this is already getting to the point that it's gonna finish, and it's very, very nice and organized. Here, all set. I had a question about one of my viewers that they wanted to know where I get my tools. These are technically the tools that you can find on Amazon, and you really need to work with these things. This is the tweezer, and you see now the plant is tighter compared to the time without the gravel, and is ready. So what I need to do, I just want to put a little touch of fresh nice water with a little very tiny amount of the antifungus in it. Very, very tiny, almost close to nothing. Just make sure that don't be so aggressive about using the antifungus. So this is the plant. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is very beautiful, very gorgeous Operculicarya decaryi. I'm gonna put the name of the plant and the spelling right on the top of this page that you see. It is a beautiful, very, very resilient plant from Madagascar, and this one is approximately about 15 years old. Now, after a few days, if you want to move this, you cannot, because, excuse me, the root is gonna run through the soil and become very, very nice and tight. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please, if you do enjoy my video, give me the thumbs up, like my videos, send me a comments, share my video, and let me continue doing a job for you. that is really professional and nice. At the end, I like to thank you again. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and share my channel with your friends and relatives. Now I would like to show you some of the nice design and specimens of this beautiful plant. There are so many different ways you can shape this plant and design it. They are absolutely very resilient, gorgeous, and as you see, some of them has full leaves, some of them just start sprouting the beautiful green leaves, and after a while in the sun the leaves start getting glossy and purplish. They have a very beautiful codex. As you see on the picture, this is a very old one that you probably saw it in other videos, and this is the one that we repotted. These are the giant specimens that they are providing good amount of the seed every year. Some of them are as tall as 8 feet, 9 feet. They are very beautiful. They get sun throughout the day, strongly in the afternoon. As I have said a little bit earlier, these are the glossy leaves because of the sun. They are very beautiful and they have a very massive codex. Operculicarya is a very good plant, absolutely very gorgeous. And in some video in the future, I will give you very detailed information about the different varieties. Look at some of them are very, very greenish and larger leaves, but some of them are very small leaves and glossy. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video and leave me a comment that what you think about this video. Also subscribe to my channel and share my video with your friends and relatives. At this time, I like to wrap up this video. Have a wonderful time and thank you very much. Goodbye.